My name is Castor Merino. I'm from Venezuela, and again, I did a master degree here in logistics and supply chain management in 2014, and in that year, I was wondering, all right, what to do, in terms of employment, what was available. So yeah, I found the route of the Tier 5, and my application was successful, and thanks to that, the current job, I still got a job with the same company, and I've been working there now for 3 years, yeah. And this is just a little introduction of myself, not to sell myself, not to show off or anything like that. It's just to tell you why maybe I was successful in my application, yeah, because there are so many different things that you need to consider, so many different things that the employer considers. So I just want to highlight some of them. Of course, the first one that I had my degree, yeah, here, and the UK companies, they like the fact that you have a degree in UK, yeah. So so the other bit was my background. I had some experience before, yeah. I used to work in some countries in South America in the field of logistics and project management, and yeah, and this is something that I want to highlight here, because maybe you can wonder, all right, maybe you got you were successful in your application because you had a quite good experience, yeah. Yeah, it was true. I started to work in 2001. Please don't use your calculators. I'm in my 30s. Yeah, I just got gray hair, but I'm in my 30s. So yeah, I started to work from 2001. Of course, as a full time, I got a lot of experience. But when I started my studies here in UK, yeah, I immediately started to work in a part-time basis. I started to get involved, with a university as ambassador, handy leaflets, doing everything. And what my main aim was just to create a network, just to improve my communication skills, just learn those soft skills that you need to demonstrate in an interview, for example. Yeah, you need to demonstrate in your placement. So for me that was key. I'm going to deep a little bit more in the next slide about that. And the second one, well, I managed to get my sponsorship to Tier 5. And as the lady mentioned here, that helped me to show the company what my knowledge, that helped to show the company my real interest, to keep working with them. And they offered me a permanent position, yeah. I'm currently in a visa, in a Tier 2 visa, and I have a permanent job and a permanent support from them. Yeah, I'm just gonna jump here. Please, if you have any questions, just say a word. And that's the second and last slide. I promise it will be short, but I'm gonna dig a lot in here. I'm gonna put a word here, aspirations, and that I like that word because from the very beginning, since I started my studies, yeah, from the very first class, I knew what I wanted, yeah. I wanted to be focused on finding a job or getting an experience, yep, in an overseas country, getting more knowledge in the logistic field, which is my field, yeah. And I was very focused on that, and that's why I was involved with a lot of things happening around the university, and not only this university, around the other university as well, and everything around, in the area. So that's very important, because I remember, sometimes, a lot of times, some of my, peers in the classroom, they say, it's so difficult to find a job in UK. It's so difficult for someone like me. I'm from Venezuela. I have any privilege in the UK. I'm not from the Commonwealth. I have no connections. Yeah. So a lot of people were thinking, oh no, it's so difficult to find a job. Yeah, in the UK. So in that moment, my aspiration was just try to get an experience. Not necessarily have my dream job, but at least get some experience. So because of that, I have like a little plan. Yeah, I had a roadmap, and my roadmap was very simple things, step by step. First one, get involved with everything at the university. The university, yeah, they offer a lot of activities in here. Everything, since the more academic one, or the more related to employment, or the more silly one, whichever. Every single activity will help you, to get more confident with everything. And I really suggest you to get involved with everything. And not only the university activities. There are plenty of activities around in town, so you can get involved with the community as well. Apart from that, well, part-time, I remember when I was working with Yad a long time ago, every single piece of work, you need to get involved with people, you need to receive instructions, you need to interpret those instructions, you need to provide instructions. So all those skills are the ones that you really need to get ready, because if you are not from this country, you need to understand the culture, how things are working in here. And the other two, very, very important, creating relationship with your professors, with lecturers, with everyone at the university, because you never know when they can help you, to connect with a company, with another institution, with an organization. And finally, you need to get yourself where you are, what do you need in terms of visa requirement. I guess that most of you need a visa to work in the UK because you are doing this workshop. Yeah? If that is the case, don't wait for Helen to tell you what you need to do. Don't wait for the university to send you a presentation telling you what you need to do. You need to go to the website, yeah, which provide a lot of information. There are plenty of information. You just need to go through and try to, just make an exercise. Oh, I can do this, I can do that. Oh, I need to do this, I need to build that. Yeah, that's the only way that you can sell yourself as a business case. And that was my case. That was my case because, and now I'm gonna jump here, yeah, to the job offer. That was my case because when I was doing my dissertation, or again, when I was looking for a dissertation project, there are not many projects related to industries. There are very few of them, at least in my field, at least in the logistics field. Yeah, I remember 3 years ago, most of the projects were questionnaires, things like that, And those are really good, really research-based projects. Those are good. But because my aspiration from the beginning was trying to get involved, with the industry, I really, really wanted a project-based dissertation. And I had a good relationship with my course leader. So immediately he got an opportunity to develop a project in our organization. So we linked each other, and then I make a proposal and I was accepted to do the dissertation, just to do the dissertation in that company. So again, I'm talking about networking, I'm talking about understanding the visa requirements, understanding a little bit the job market. When I did this dissertation, in some way, they were very happy, with the outcome of that dissertation. But they have no any foreign in that company. So they said, what happens if we want to offer you a job, at least for a year, a contract? We really we're thinking of doing that. So I had immediately, you know what I mean? It's very important to understand this. Because if I say, I don't know, let me ask, let me think, that will take longer and never happen. Yeah. So immediately they mention the word, what happens if I immediately provide all the information, I immediately connect with a university. I remember I sent Helen an email, Helen, please, HR department will contact you, and that's why, because I was working with Helen, I knew what she knows, because that networking. So everything is adding in here. Yeah. So going back to the job offer, I knew what I needed to do. The HR department review with Helen and with themselves, what were the possibilities, and so they identified the opportunity, and they finally offered me the job. Yeah. All right, that sounds simple enough. Yeah, that sounds very nice. The problem was that the company was not a sponsor. Yeah, and you may know that in order to provide a visa, they need to be a sponsor. They need to provide a sponsorship. Yeah. So now what? So again, because we knew about the visa requirements, some help from the university as well, we found another route. And now I'm jumping here to the visa matters. We use a host organization that I had understanding that Access is a host organization as well.
With Access Tier 5.
All right, so exactly the lady who was here presenting, she's doing the same that the company that I use. A host organization is someone who can help you to get a sponsorship, and it's like an intermediary, a third party, yeah, in the process. So they sponsor you, and they deal in terms of payment and responsibilities with the company that is offering you the job. So that route, it was honestly almost no one knew about that. And well, and Helen is telling me that she knows just very little cases who have applied and who have been successful through this route. So well, I'm here and I'm telling you, I managed to get a successful application. And it was for a combination of different things, yeah. Knowledge of the visa requirements, networking, yeah, a bit of experience, but if you don't have experience, that doesn't matter. What does matter is, you know, the understanding of everything, and just when you see the opportunity, just go for it. Finally, this bit, I should put this in red, because the main thing for the Tier 5 is not a Tier 2 visa. The main thing for the Tier 5 is that you need to demonstrate that you really want to learn from the company and you want to show your knowledge. Yeah, it's more like a contract to exchange knowledge, more than I need a job because I need the money. Yeah, if you in your application you stand like, oh, I need a visa because I need a job because I need to pay my bills, stuff like that, you're not gonna get it. You need to try to demonstrate and genuinely demonstrate that you really want to enhance your skills, that you want to share knowledge, and you want to learn from the company. And then, well, in my case, I just had, I just escalate to a second visa, to the Tier 2 visa, and now I've been working for a couple of years. It's been wonderful. I've been in different countries thanks to the company. I had a program paid by them in Harvard. Now I'm buying a house. So I mean, it's been opening for me a lot of doors, yeah? And everything started because of these 4 bullet points in here, yeah? So again, 3 years ago, I was in there, like you, and I congratulate you because you are here listening to me one Friday, and sunny, lovely Friday, and hopefully this experience can just at least tell you, oh, if he did, I can do it, you know? So, well, that's all about me. If you got any questions, just fire them.
The company where you did your dissertation, was that a small scale company or very good or middle scale or small scale?
Well, I didn't talk too much about the company. The company is called Wabbing, yeah? They manufacture pipes, plastic pipes and fittings, and they are #1 in Europe, yeah. And they belong to another matrix, which is #1 worldwide. So yeah, it's a big one. So again, when they apply for the Tier 5, maybe because it's a solid company, solid UK-based company, that was a big tick as well. Yeah, good question.
What did you think that you are successful for the job applications for the company that you work for now?
You mean what did I?
I mean, yeah, you think that why the company choose you rather than the other candidates?
Because there were no more candidates. And in that moment, I didn't apply for a job. I didn't apply for a job because they had a problem. Yeah, they have a real industrial problem, I said, all right, I can do my dissertation to solve your problem. I solved it, and then they gave me the opportunity for a year, just for a year, yeah, to say, all right, you solved that problem, let's see if you can say another problem, other problems. And they created a position that didn't exist in the company in that moment, and now it's a permanent position. Yeah.
So you're working as what now with the company? At what position are you with the company now?
I'm a business analyst, yeah, and that's something that I want to tell you. Let me just jump before. All right. Oh, particularly for you guys. No offense, anything like that. I had a big experience in my country. Yeah, I even achieved. I was head of one department at some point. Yeah, I had a lot of people under my shoulder. But when I came here, I didn't mind that, and I immediately found a part-time job in here because I knew that I needed, to build confidence in here. I needed to improve my communication skill, to improve a lot of things that I could get from a part-time job. So don't underestimate any possibility just to interact with people, just to get a flavor, of employment. And again, then I was just offered a 1-year contract. Okay, welcome. And then after that, now I got my permanent job. So yeah, another good question.
Did your previous experience actually did that help you think in them offering you a job, or was that your dissertation that helped?
That's so funny because my experience was basically in the field of logistics, project management, yeah, and the dissertation project that I did was very related to SAP, SAP, and I didn't know nothing to be honest about SAP. So what I did was I went to YouTube, I went to all these online courses, and I started to do my research myself, yeah, and then I create a networking with the people in my job in the company. So they told me very quickly what I needed to do, and then I explored myself. So now I'm labeled like an SAP expert, and I never been trained in SAP. And that was my first year. Was basically I was working with SAP 100%. Now I'm doing other things. 50% of them related to SAP. So yeah, in some way, maybe my experience helped me, yeah, but it wasn't 100% because of that. Any other question? No worries. Shout them.
Castor, can I ask them? There's a fee involved, isn't there, for the employer? How did you discuss the fee the employer would have to pay to the host organisation? Was that an issue? How did you overcome it, if it was?
Not at all, really. Because from the very beginning I told them about the process, and I told them about the fees, that I guess they consider as a part of the cost of my employment. And that's why, again, because it was a first-year contract, my salary wasn't that great. It was just enough, to pay the bills. Yeah, just enough. Then through the years, they've been improving my salary. Yes, but at the beginning, again, you just need to be open to any opportunity, and then you need to show yourself what you are valued for. Yeah. But yeah, in that moment, they didn't mind about the money. I'm glad that they didn't say, "Oh no, you need to pay that" or whatever. No. Yeah.
When you got your Tier 5 sponsorship from your company, what was your job role? Was it like an internship, or was it like a different title?
Because of the condition of the visa,
yeah.
And actually I put it in here. My role internally in the company was logistic analyst. Yeah. But as a description was logistic analyst graduate, because I was under that Tier 5. So yeah, the job offer, and that's again another good question, need to show that you are willing, to learn and to share what you recently gained from the university. So yeah, I recommend that even if the position is a solid position, just use the word graduate or something like that, intern, things like that. Yeah.
That's a really good point I want to stress. So if your employer is not stressing that it's internship or work experience, when they pass those details to the host organisation, pass it to Xenia, she'll refuse it. Okay, it has to be about internship, work experience, right? If it's something else, she's going to assess it, or GCI, the host organisation Castor will use, will say it doesn't meet Tier 5 criteria. Yeah.
Any other question? It's Friday, isn't it? So yeah, well, you see my details in there. If you are a bit shy or you just want to go now, just send me an email or something.
What's your advice to any student that was like you, that studied the same course? You know, you take a supply chain management course at National Supply Chain Management. What's your advice to course like that?
Well, just work hard and do things differently. Again, I know this is not part of this, but when I started at university, I was so scared, for the exams, because I never was quick enough, to answer the question. 2 hours for 5 questions, 500 words, that's too much for me. So what I did, I went to the library and I participated in all those workshops. I have how to write an answer, how to properly respond this answer, so on. They were every Wednesday or something like that. And because I was so concerned about that and so focused, I ended up graduating with distinction. Yeah, but that was because I put an extra effort. Yeah, that was because I wanted to do things differently. And my advice is just work hard. You're here at the university, I know, to get an experience, to have a good time, to enjoy every single minute. But remember, the focus is just to try to get the best from the university. So work hard, and then hopefully you will be paid off. Yeah. Well, guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening. And again, my details are in there, and just pop me an email and we will reply.